ahead.
Okay, let's begin.
Yes, ma'am.
We have just 11 people with us. Okay, I have here Adalgisa, Diana Gutierrez, Sandra Carvajal, Julieta. Gloria, there are 1, 2, 3, 4 people, no more. Different from us, apart from us. Okay, let's open the session.
Because the invitation was received,
Okay.
and they must be ready.
Okay, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to this fifth building teaching laboratory. In this time, we are here with the Universidad Cooperativa. My name is Carmen Flechas. I'm the English coordinator of the program. And we are with the teachers, the professors that are with us in this session. That we have Hilda Huitrago, Andres Rodriguez, and Gloria Lindo. We are going to share with you some skills for preparing your students for the Saber 11 test. So this session is called Reading Skills for Saber 11. The idea that we have as universities is to share with you some skills and strategies that you are going to develop today, workshop to work with your students in your schools in order to help them to get some strategies. Another thing that we are going to take into account in all the laboratories, we are working in the classroom. In the classroom, you have some materials and some homeworks that you are doing in these kind of sessions. Some teachers are not finishing their material and their workshops that they have to do it. So the idea is that you are going to finish after the session, because remember that you have to finish all the things that we are proposing to you in these kind of sessions, not just with the Universidad Cooperativa, with all the universities and the bilingual centers that are preparing and are supporting us with these kind of activities. The idea is that you as teachers, that you have your classroom. In this classroom, you have all the materials, all the instructions to finish the work that you are doing in this kind of sessions that we are doing with you. Right now, I'm going to introduce you to Santiago León. Santiago León is the person in charge of the Cámara de Comercio. He's going to be in charge of the attendance link that is going to be posted in the chat. So please don't forget that in the chat you are going to have a link for the attendance. So you have to click on the link and fill in order to have your attendance for today. And at the end, Santiago León is going to post a final link to make a final survey of this session that you are going to evaluate this workshop. Is going for us, it's very important that you evaluate how is this building a laboratory, because we are working with all the universities and all the institutions in order to have better ideas to propose to all the teachers to work with. Now we are going to present the agenda. Okay, Mrs. Huitrago, could you? Okay, number one, the welcome that is finished. Number two, we are going to have an introduction, Saber 11 structure that Andres Rodriguez, the Professor Andres Rodriguez, is going to explain to us a little bit about Saber 11 structure. We already know that all of us, we know how is the Saber 11, but we are going to make like a review. Number three, we are going to have a tutorial about live worksheets account setup. We're going to work on live worksheets. I don't know if you know that. If you don't know this app, we are going to present to you, and we are going to work and make many things that are going to help us with our daily work. And next, we're going to have a tutorial on how in live worksheets editing tools. Number five, we have a sample instructions, and 6 hands-on activity, and at the end of the session, as a 7 point, we're going to have a wrap-up. And in this wrap-up, the idea is that one of you, if you finish in this session your live worksheets workshop, so you are going to present and you are going to share with us how was this session. Okay, right now we are going to have the introduction about a Saber 11 structure that is going to be held by Andres Rodriguez.
Hello, guys. Hello, Glory, Hilda, and Carmen. So, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Andres. I'm a full-time teacher at Cooperativa University, and I prepared a couple of videos for you. So, the first video is about the structure that we have in the English section of Saber Pro. Yeah. And the second video has to do with inferential and literal reading. So let's go one by one. And here we go. Let me share my screen. And here we go. So this is the first one, okay? Here we go. It's only 3 minutes. ICFES is an acronym that stands for the Colombian Institute for the Promotion of Higher Education. It is a Colombian organization that is responsible for the evaluation of education and schools all over Colombia. Saber 11 is the state exam of secondary education. It is known as a standardized test required for admission to the higher education institutions in Colombia. This exam takes place every year and is for 11th grade students. The purpose of the exam is to evaluate students' aptitude in 5 subjects: critical reading, mathematics, social studies, science, and English. The English section consists of 7 parts with increasing complexity and is intended to evaluate text comprehension and use of English. The first part of the exam evaluates the lexical knowledge of the students. They have to understand a series of descriptions in order to relate them with a list of words. The second part of the exam evaluates the pragmatic knowledge of the students. They have to identify the communicative purpose of a sign and then the place where it might appear. The third part of the exam evaluates the communicative knowledge of the student. In this part, the student has to complete a short conversation by choosing one of the 3 given options. Part 4 evaluates the grammatical knowledge of the students. They are given a text with blanks in it, and they have to complete it with the right option. Part 5 is an exercise of literal reading comprehension. This means that students have to answer questions with information that they can find literally in the text. Part 6 of the exam evaluates inferential reading comprehension. This means students have to read between the lines in order to find information in the text. In this part, students are given 4 different options to answer the question. The last part of the exam evaluates the grammatical and lexical knowledge of the students. They have to choose the right word to complete a text. They are given 4 options. It's important to underline that the test is aligned with the Common European Framework of Reference in the level B1. So try and be careful when you choose the text the student is going to read. Okay, so I'm back. As we all know, the Saber Pro section of the English, the English section of the Saber Pro is about reading. Students have to read all the time, but only part 5 and part 6 are actual reading comprehension exercises. So let's focus on what literal and inferential reading are.
I prepared another video for you, so let's see it.
Literal and inferential reading are two of the readings evaluated in Saber 11 test. Due to the fact that Saber 11 measures a B1 level in English, critical reading doesn't make part of the test. Literal comprehension is the understanding of information and facts directly stated in the text. It is recognized as the first and most basic level of comprehension in reading. Students have to locate particular elements or specific details in a text, such as key concepts, names, dates, or certain information in answer to a question. Inferential reading is the ability to realize the hidden concepts and the unstated relationship between the lines in a text. This ability is commonly evaluated through items that ask about the main topic, cause-effect relations, and conclusion making in standardized reading tests. This kind of reading also requires students to reflect on literal information, make links between information, and identify relationships or draw inferences from information. When it comes to standardized tests of readability, they are usually timed tests, and the scores made by students often depend upon how fast they can read, as well as how accurately they can comprehend the content and answer the questions. Every standardized test presents the questions in an order of complexity, from the simplest to the most complex. The least complex questions come from literal reading. In those questions, students are required to find one or two elements in the reading. As the questions become more complex, we move to inferential reading. In these questions, students have to read between the lines to find the information that is required to answer the question properly. The least complex questions come in the form of a 6-word affirmative statement that is taken literally from the text. All of the 3 options that are presented to answer the question come in the form of 1 word that is also taken from the text. The 2-element questions are the next questions in order of complexity. They also come in the form of an affirmative statement with 8 to 10 words. And the 3 options that are presented to answer the question are usually a 2 or 3-word phrase that is also taken from the text. The questions that evaluate inferential reading comprehension come in the form of an affirmative statement with 8 to 10 words. The statement can't be taken from the text. It has to look different. And there are 3 or 4 options that are presented in the form of an affirmative sentence to answer the question.
Okay, everyone. So now I'm going to stop presenting my screen and I give my friend Hilda the time to speak. Hilda. We can't hear you, Hilda. Your microphone is off. Yeah.
Good afternoon again,
Good
everybody.
afternoon.
My name is Hilda Huitrago. As Andres was saying, we as teachers have the responsibility of learning a little bit more about the kind of questions asked in Saber 11, since it is important that our students score the best possible. In order to help them get better prepared, it is important to design specific materials that will support their learning. Today, we are going to see how to use live worksheets to create worksheets for them, interactive worksheets. And what I'm going to explain right now is how to create your live worksheets account. You already had a tutorial, but I don't know if maybe any one of you already created the account. If not, I'm going to explain the steps anyway. Okay, let me share the screen.
Perdóname
Okay.
un momentico, perdóname un
Yes.
momentico. ¿Hay alguien de TI allí? ¿Hay algún soporte de TI?
Sí, profe, sigue.
Es que me dicen de la Cámara de Comercio que están pidiendo, le está pidiendo un código a algunos profesores para entrar. Me está diciendo Santiago, ¿cierto?
Ok, profe, ya
Sí,
te lo
es
envío por acá
correcto.
por el chat.
A mí me han aparecido varios que piden ser admitidos y yo los admito desde acá. ¿no?
Ajá.
Ya por el-
Pero, Santiago, dime.
Sí,
Hola.
lo que pasa es que van a ingresar algunos profesores y les pide un código de Zoom que a veces se genera desde la invitación. Entonces no sé si me lo pueden mandar al chat y yo lo comparto directamente en el grupo
Listo,
de
ya te lo
WhatsApp.
envío. Listo.
Listo, vale,
Okay,
gracias.
perdón por la interrupción. Excuse me for the interruption.
Okay, no problem. Okay, creating or setting up the account with live worksheets is very simple. So here we are going to see the steps, how to set up your live worksheets account. But first, I would like to know if you are familiar with this kind of resource. Are you familiar with live worksheets?
Yes, I'm really
Yes.
familiar with that. I always use it.
But do you use already made worksheets, or have you created and edited your own?
I usually download the resources, but I've never created any resource on that page.
Okay, because the idea is that today we're going to learn how to edit our own, to create and edit our own live worksheets so that we adapt some of the resources to our students before they take the Saber 11 test, okay? So the first thing, of course, is, well, you can Google, you can go to Google and type live worksheets, and you are going to find a list of links, and you should go to Página de Registro. I am going to send you, I had already sent, but let me try to send it again. I'm going to send you the link in the chat where you can, okay, let me see. Where you can go directly to Página de Registro. After you go there, you are going to see something like this, a form where you write, well, so the requested information is very simple. It's the username, the password, the usual, an email, and the country. Okay, and the personal information is optional, just in case you want to add your Facebook account or Twitter, if you want to use social networks with the users, and that's it. You can also add in the rectangle more information about you, maybe your likes, the kind of teaching you do, or the levels you teach, etc. And of course, you have to select the catch-up. Remember to select the catch-up box and add some information if you want about your interests and your teaching needs. Okay, so that is the second step. Once you have finished setting up your account, so in other words, typing all the email and password user information, you are ready. You will be redirected to the sign up form that you can see there. And with your username and password, you can get access. You just click on enter and you are inside. Okay. Okay. That's it. Once you are here, you are going to see your name here on the right hand, your username. And there is, and this is where we are going to be working, there is a tab that says Crea Fichas Interactivas. And there are three options. There is a tutorial, there is a video tutorial, and Empezar. Okay, so empezar is where we are going to be working. The idea is that before you start using live worksheets, you have to create a Word, a PDF file with the activities you are going to design. Okay, as Andres was mentioning, the idea is to create a reading comprehension activity that includes literal and inferential questions so that your students get prompted for the test. Okay. Here there was an example. I was going to show you an example, but I think that when you get the instructions for the hands-on activity, you are going to see a sample of a simulacro prueba saber 11 inglés is something that the teacher Diana Hernandez edited. So she used a real simulacro, a real mock test, and she edited so that anybody who wants to use it can interact with that and take the mock test. Okay, I'm going to start sharing here. There. Okay, this is the real one, no? So here is, if you click on the link I sent you on the chat, this is where dice registrarte ahora, empieza a dar vida a tus fichas. So this is the basic information you have to. This one is basic, this one is optional, okay? And once you get inside, as I told you before, you click here in registrarse. Once you get inside, you are going to click on crear fichas interactivas, empezar. And once you have, well, here I'm going to get in. Crear fichas interactivas, empezar, and here seleccionar archivo, but that's the next tutorial, okay? So once you upload your PDF file with the activity you have created, you are ready to edit it so that you can turn it into an interactive worksheet, okay? Okay, so Andres.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's my part again. So hello again. Yeah, we all need to sign up first. Okay, we need to have an account so that we can start working. So again, I'm gonna share my screen, and we're going to create an interactive worksheet of reading comprehension, and we're going to have 6 questions in it. I have a sample that I created here. Okay, there's a short text. Then there is one question of one element. The question is stated in the same way that we presented before. Okay, remember that the simplest questions ask students to find one element in the reading. The next kind of questions are the 2-element questions. So I have the second question here is a 2-element questions. Remember that all the choices have to be in the reading, okay? That's part of the exercise. And I have a third and last question. This is an inferential question, okay? So we're going to create one like this. The thing is, we're going to have 2 questions for 1 element, 2 questions for 2 elements, and 2 questions for 2 inferential questions, okay? So now that we are there, I'm going to present you this tutorial so that we can know all the steps we need to follow in order to create our worksheet. We're going to watch it here, and you're going to have it as a resource when we use the breakout rooms. Okay, so here we go. This is another video that I created for you. And this is the tutorial of how to make interactive worksheets with multiple choice questions. Here we go.
So once you have signed in live worksheets, you are ready to make your interactive worksheets. First, you click on Make Interactive Worksheets. Then you click on Get Started. Now you're ready to select your file. You look for your file in your folders. Remember to upload a PDF file. After you've selected your file, you click on Upload. The file has the reading and the questions. You have to draw boxes around the choices for each question. You do this with the cursor. Once you've drawn all the boxes around the choices, you type select : yes for the right choice or select : no for the wrong choice. Remember to type it all together. When you've marked all the wrong choices and the right choices, you click on the third icon from left to right. This will save all the work you've done. It's always a good idea to share your worksheets with other teachers. Finally, you fill out the form and click on Save. Now, your worksheet is ready to be used. You can click on Open Worksheet to work on it. So, go ahead and select the right choices. And when you're done, click on Finish. You can either check your answers or email your answers to your teacher. And you even get your grade.
Okay, so one last instruction before we start. In the chat, there are some readings that we've been sharing with you. Right, Glory? So we find 5 readings: the Plains Cree and the Woodland Cree.
But wait.
The Wheelchair Stunt. Yeah, there are 5 readings that you can use for your exercise. Remember that you have to create the questions in those files. Okay, then you turn it into a PDF and we are ready to start the live worksheet. Go ahead, sweetheart.
Okay, guys, as you see, live worksheets is not very difficult and it's very useful. As a teacher, I've been using that and I'm going to show you some examples and we are going to explain to you. I'm going to give you a sample that you have in your classroom. I'm going to share the screen. So please give me one.
Okay, sorry, I want to tell you that all these materials are in the Google Classroom.
In the Google Classroom,
Were
yes.
created at the beginning of the lab, building teaching labs.
Okay. Here, tell me if you're watching my screen. Yes?
Not yet, not yet.
No, not yet?
Just your face.
Oh my God, wait. Sometimes happen.
Andres, all the readings are in the chat, or
yeah,
do I miss something?
I can see 5. Yeah.
Yes.
You are free to choose any other reading, but those 5 readings have been selected because they are appropriate, you know, for a B1 level. So that will save you time, and we only have to create the 6 questions. Remember, 2 questions for 1 element, 2 questions for 2 elements, and 2 inferential questions.
Carmen, I'm sharing the screen. Can you see
Yeah,
it?
yes, are you sure? Okay, thank you. I cannot share my screen. I don't know why, but thanks. Okay.
That's the problem all the time when we are doing something really serious and interesting.
Okay, that's technology and that it happens all the time, but we are here. Okay, this is a sample that you can find in live worksheets, as Professor Andres and Hilda show you in their presentation. And you have here, what you do is to get in live worksheets, and where in this part that they say buscar fichas interactivas, you can write down what you are looking for, and you are going to type there simulacro prueba saber 11, and you are going to find this worksheet over there. And
I sent them the link.
and you have the link in the chat. In the part number 3, that you have all the parts of the Saber 11. Remember that the Saber 11 is not just a reading comprehension. You have something about vocabulary, you have a short conversation, and you have this part 3 that is a reading. And as Professor Andres explained to us, there are some literal questions and some inferential questions. The idea is that you make a worksheet with literal and inferential questions, and he has posted in the chat 5 readings that you can use to make something similar from that you have in your board. And here you have a reading that is tomorrow's card. And please, Hilda, could you move it? You have the reading, and behind the reading, below the reading, you have some questions. Always with the students, we have to give them an example of how to answer in the worksheet, okay? What do plants need to make their food? This information is literal in the reading. What do plants need to make their food? And the right answer is an important gas. If you go to the reading, you are going to find that is a literal question. So this part number 3 that you have in this worksheet is a reading with literal questions. What puts the world in danger? Another literal questions. And the part number 4, Hilda, could you please go below? Now, part number 4, they say, answer the question 15 to 19 according to the following test. Read an answer and all the instructions that please be very specific and give the instructions very clear to your student. And look at this kind of question. What is the author doing in the test? It's not a literal question. This is an inferential one, because you are not going to find out and find in the reading this in a literal way. So you are going to make some questions with inferential and some other ones with that are going to be literal ones, okay? That's the idea. When you are going to work with live worksheets, one of the advantages that maybe I don't remember if you mentioned, if my partners mentioned before, is that you are going to receive your students' answers, because they are going to send to you to your email, and you are going to have your email, and they are going to as a student, I don't know, Hilda, if you can show to the professors that are with us here the live worksheets. At the end, you say, comprobar mis respuestas, or send my answers to my professor. And what I ask, and what you have to ask to your students, is that they are going to send these answers to your link or to your email. And they say, introduce your full name. So they're going to write the full name, the course. So if you are working in a school, you are going to write here, for example, 11.3 or 11.2 with the course that they are doing, and the subject, that is English, obviously. And here they say, introduce the email of your professor. So you have to give them the email that you have in live worksheets. And when they send to you, you are going to have for 30 days, the answers of your students. And there is another backup that is going to be sent to you to your email account. So you have to download all the answers of your students, and you have the limit of this free part is 30 days, because remember that it's totally free for 30 days. But if you want to pay, you can go and pay, and you are going to have more things about live worksheets that is very, is great and fantastic. Believe that this is one of the more useful apps or websites that we can work as professors, as teachers in the school. So we are going to invite you in the moment that Gloria, you are going to explain how they are going to work. If you have any question, you can post your question in the chat in order to read the questions and try to answer what you have as a concern or something like that. Can you please share the readings again, Andres? There is a professor Pablo.
It's really hard. Glory
It's okay.
There again in the chat.
Okay.
And I also shared the link with the sample that I created. It only has a one element question, two element questions, and one inferential question. Okay, so there you go.
Okay. And the readings are in the Google Classrooms as well. I already did it like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, remember guys that Santiago Leon has posted the attendance list at 4:28. So we have to click on this link in order to fill in the attendance list. And right now Gloria, how many people do we have?
I have no idea. Let's
30 attendees.
29
attendees, including us.
29.
How many?
4.
29 including us, and we are 4. Santiago 5, and Rafael 6. So we are 24. We have 23 people. 23 people. Are you going to work in? We are going to work in breakout rooms, or yes, that's the idea that we are going to propose to you is that we are going to create some breakout rooms in Zoom. So you are going to go to a room with different professors, with different teachers, you are going to be partners, and you are going to choose one of the readings that Professor Andres Rodriguez has posted in the chat. With this reading, you are going to create your own worksheet, and you are going to open your account. So first you have to open your account, yes, your own account. As a group in the breakout room, you can do the reading exercise, the worksheet together in order that you have or that you accomplish the goal of the activity, yes? As a group, you can create your worksheet together. And after creating that, in a Word file, you are going to convert the file in PDF. And after that, you are going to upload the file in your class, in your Live Worksheets account, and you are going to post the link in your Google Classroom. Is that okay, Gloria? Or I missed one step.
Yes, it is. I think it is.
Okay. If you have any question, please let us know. And if you want to type in the chat, you can type in the chat. Or if you, in the breakout room, Andres, Hilda, Gloria, and me, we are going to pass to the breakout rooms, and we are going to explain again what you are going to do. And if you have any question, we are here to help you and to share with you.
I like to add something, sweetheart.
Yes, I would like you to add something and clarify the ideas, okay?
Yeah, remember that the 5 readings are not mandatory. They will help you save time, okay? So when you have the reading, you have half of the work that you have to do. We have to create the 6 questions in the same Word file, okay? Once we have finished creating the 6 questions, we are ready to make it a PDF file, okay? With the PDF file, we can start working on creating our interactive worksheet. Okay, so the first part of the activity is creating the 6 words according to the reading. Again, it's not mandatory, but the ones we are giving you will save you time.
Questions, no?
Do you have questions?
Okay.
Yeah, 2 questions that find 1 element in the reading, 2 questions that find 2 elements in the reading, and 2 inferential questions. Simple.
And Andres, could you write down the instructions in the chat in order that all the teachers, all the participants that have all this clear information, how has to be the questions, please? Gloria, there's a person who is entering. Okay, I admit her.
So
okay, how many
people
do we have in the moment? We have 29 again. We have 29 participants, including us. They are 23. Graciela has just entered. Good afternoon. And right now we are going to create the breakout rooms. And remember, in the breakout rooms, we are going to be with you. Not all the time, because we are going to pass room by room, no? We are not going to stay with you. But the idea is that we are going to help you with any question that you have. Okay. Create the rooms, guys.
We'll be giving you a hand. We won't leave you alone.
Okay, Professor Hilda, are you creating the rooms?
I am.
Okay.
So I'm going to room 7. See you.
Buenas tardes, profesora. ¿Cómo me le va?
Buenas tardes, ¿cómo está, Diela?
Bien, muchas gracias. Lo que pasa es que acabo de entrar porque no me querían dar los datos y veo que estamos en grupos pequeños.
Sí, ya la voy a asignar, un momentico. La 9, ya hay 2. Vengan, yo las asigno de una vez.
Muchas gracias, profesora.
Listo, 9.
Profesora, qué pena, me salí de la sala porque al parecer la compañera no me escucha y resulta que no sé qué hacer en la sala, no alcancé a recibir las instrucciones.
No, venga, pero a ver, usted se salió, ¿no? A ver,
Sí, señora, porque estamos dos y estoy hablando y me toca con Adiela Rendón y ella no, al parecer no me escucha.
¿usted estaba en la
Y
9? No, Adiela ya no aparece ahí. Adiela
en la
no,
9. Yo
por
estaba en
eso.
la 9.
Sí, la única que aparece ahí es usted. Voy a mandarle a alguien más porque voy a mandarle a otra compañera para la 9. Pero únase, por favor, pero ya le mandé una compañera.
Profesora, perdón, es que no sé qué hacer.
Listo, ya, un momentico, yo la organizo primero y ya voy. Vaya para la 9.
Muchas gracias.
Bueno.
Rafael, Rafael, ¿estás allí? Rafael.
Hello,
Hola, profe.
I'm
Dime.
struggling with the breakout room. My partner was not there. Mi compañera no estaba ahí y dijeron que me iba a asignar uno nuevo y me salí.
Ok, a ver. Natalia. Ah, ya, es que la estaba buscando para moverla y entonces ya no la encontré. Venga,
Rafael, te
no,
puse un mensaje.
Natalia está acá.
Aquí estoy.
Es que no la ve, ya no la veo porque se salió de donde la iba a mandar. A ver.
Profe Carmen, te estoy escribiendo.
A ver, Natalia. ¿Será esta? ¿Usted estaba con Milena, Natalia?
Sí, es correcto.
Listo, ya la voy a mandar para...
Rafa, ¿me entendiste el mensaje? Es que ellos van a hacer el trabajo cooperativo. Entonces, uno de ellos necesita compartir pantalla para que sobre ese archivo de Word estén trabajando todos y vayan ayudándose con las preguntas. Entonces, en la sala que yo estaba, ellos no pueden compartir pantalla.
Ok, ¿en qué sala estás tú? ¿En qué a quién? Dime específicamente a quién, profe, le doy el
Pues
permiso.
yo creo que a todas las salas, Rafa,
Ok,
porque yo estaba en la sala 8,
listo.
pero sería bueno que...
I don't work in.
Ok, pero ya le voy a dar los permisos entonces a todos a los estudiantes.
to be the person who writes. Remember
Okay.
that at the end, Herman, you have to share with Adalgisa and Natalia the worksheet because they are going to upload the worksheet in their live worksheets account. Okay.
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 So
Thank you. I'm going
let's
to go
start.
to
Okay, we will keep waiting for your assistance. So I'm going to start reading the document that I'm sharing, okay?
Okay.
Okay, what is a refugee? There are many reasons why people leave their home countries. Some people may be looking for better employment. Some might want to explore new parts of the world or to raise their families elsewhere. Others may move to pursue exciting educational opportunities. This type of voluntary movement from one country to another is called immigration. A person who chooses to move from one country to another to live there permanently is called an immigrant. Can you understand?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
So we can start, or we can place a question from there, right?
Oh yes, let's do right now that. We
Yes.
can ask how it is called somebody that move permanently.
Hi, Milena. Milena and Rafael, you are here.
Profe, creo que ya tienen todos los permisos, ¿me confirmas?
No sé, aquí Milena no me habla.
Ah, ok. Igual, profe, acá queda Harrison ya contigo. Entonces,
Ah,
cualquier
listo.
inquietud.
Harrison, gracias.
Hello guys, I lost the co-host state. Perdí el estado de coanfitrión. ¿Me pueden ayudar con eso, por favor?
¿Será que yo puedo, Andresito? Espérate, yo miro.
¿Quién me puede poner otra vez como anfitrión para poder entrar a las salas? Ya me pusieron como
Yes,
anfitrión.
ok, listo.
Okay. Ahora sí las puedo ver. Thank you.
Ve, Andresito, ¿les
Bien.
explicaste a todos cómo es lo de un elemento y dos elementos?
Sí, y les estoy compartiendo en las salas donde
Bueno,
he estado
perfecto.
el video donde está explicado
Ay, gracias.
de
Listo.
palabras.
Que me ha tocado estar reorganizando salas porque hay unos que aparecen conectados, pero realmente no están, o sea, están ausentes. Andresito, ¿para dónde lo mando?
No, mira que yo puedo ver acá las salas. Yo ya entré a la
Listo.
2
Bueno.
y yo estaba en la 7, entonces voy a ir entrando en orden así, 3, 4, 5.
Bueno, Carmen está en la 2, Gloria está en la 3.
Eva Glory.
En la 4, Milena Montes nunca contestó. Voy a entrar a la 6 a ver. Pues, a las 7 de pronto, Andresito, o a la 8.
Yo estaba allí en esa. Ellas están
¿En
trabajando.
cuál? ¿En cuál?
En la 7.
Bueno, entonces yo voy a ir a las 6 un momentico a ver.
Dale. En la 5 no hay nadie, ¿no?
Harrison, ¿estás allí?
Dime, Carmen.
Ok, Harrison, el profesor Andrés Rodríguez, Libardo Andrés Rodríguez, no tiene los permisos. Porfa, me lo dejas a él también como
Libardo.
Libardo Andrés Rodríguez, porque lo sacó Zoom, entonces volvió a entrar y se quedó sin permisos. ¿Me ayudas allí?
Espera que yo no lo tengo aquí en esa sala. ¿En dónde está? No puedes decir, no puedes pasarlo para acá, yo le doy los permisos.
Espérate, a ver, miro a ver dónde está Libardo Andrés. Ya le estoy escribiendo por acá. Espero que él responda, mi amor. Esperemos un segundo que aparezca el profe Libardo Andrés acá en la sala para que tú me le otorgues permisos a él. No me contesta como todo el mundo está aquí como... Me va a tocar timbrar el celular. Es que le cayó la conectividad. Andrés. Andrés, Sweet. Aquí está. Espérate, Harrison, lo ubico porque me escribió que no tenía permiso. Hola, mi corazón. Ya viene en la sala principal él, tranquilo. Harrison, para que por favor me ayudes. Espérate que el niño aparezca porque... Andrés.
Hello, sweetheart.
Hello, Harrison. Ahí está el profe. ¿Tú tienes ya todos los permisos o entraste como invitado?
Pues yo estoy
Andresito.
como coanfitrión.
Ya estoy como coanfitrión.
Ah, listo. Ok.
Es que ahorita
Ok.
lo había perdido, me había salido, me sacó de la reunión y lo perdí, pero ya me pusieron como coanfitrión otra vez.
Mi amor, yo tengo clase en un ratico y me acabaron de ingresar 3 estudiantes nuevos. Tengo que capturarlos para mandarles el link. Así que hazme el favor.
I had class from 3 to 3:50, right before we started.
Oh my goodness. I
Yeah.
have this.
Yeah.
Okay, go to the rooms. In the room number 8, they are working so well. In room number 7, they are working so well too.
Yeah.
So 7 and 8, they are working. I think that they are going to do the work. Maybe they're not going to finish, but they are asking about questions, 2 questions from with 1 element and with 2 elements, more than the inferential. That was the question that they have.
Okay.
Okay, could you go? And I'm going to open my team.
Room what again?
Room 8 and room 7.
Okay.
Okay.
I was with Adalgisa, Herman, and Natalia.
He's and Herman, they are like, what is the 1 element and 2 elements? Okay.
Yeah.
So I recommend you.
Yeah, I just left that room. I gave them the links.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to make peace because I have an urgency.
Okay. See you soon.
Hola, Andresito. Listo.
Hilda, les digo que 15 minutos más.
Pues mira que yo tengo unos grupos que apenas están escribiendo.
Y te estaba hablando. Sí, sweetheart, yo creo que de pronto que en menos de 15 minutos terminen, como para que
Estoy
por lo menos
colocando, dear teacher, remember
no
that the idea is
importa,
that you finish
sí,
today. You have 15 more
no
minutes.
importa si no alcanzan a hacer las 6 preguntas, pero por lo menos que hagan algunas para que aprendan a hacer
A editar. Ah, claro, tienen que aprender a editar.
y
Entonces
por lo
será,
menos que tengan una, dos,
venga,
tres.
entonces les pongo un mensaje a todos.
Ya les estoy poniendo un mensaje.
Digámosles que
pero es que aquí les llegan a todas las
Sí,
salas.
les llegan a todas las salas. Dear teacher, remember that the idea is that you finish today. You have 15 more minutes to come back to the main session and try to
Eso.
end.
Entonces, mira, hagamos esto, digámosles eso, que tienen 15 minutos más para que acaben hasta donde puedan, sin tener que tener las 6 preguntas. Y les podemos pedir a alguno de los grupos que comparta pantalla y lo vamos guiando para que aprendan a hacer el live worksheet, para que todos a partir de ese trabajo lo aprendan a hacer, ¿les parece?
Listo, ya les envié.
Okay. Dale,
pero igual yo ya les voy a dar cerrar salas, porque ya tienen que ir cerrando entonces.
Pero es que uno es el que está escribiendo, por ejemplo, en las salas 7 y 8 hay una persona escribiendo y los otros cooperando con las preguntas. Si lo sacas de la sala no termina.
Hilda. Give them until 5:35.
Until 5:35, Hilda.
It is 5:27.
Bueno, 35.
So 8 more minutes.
Listo.
They come back to this main room and there Andres or Hilda who is going to help them with the edit.
Andresito.
Yo, si quieren, sí.
Okay.
Acuérdense que yo por ahí en unos 20 minuticos o 15 me voy a salir ya de la reunión, ¿no?
Okay.
Pues mi amor, yo también, porque yo también tengo clase.
No, yo no es porque tengo clases, porque estoy enferma y necesito comer antes de la clase para poderme tomar el remedio.
Ok. Yo ya capturé a los 2 pollos que me agregaron allá además.
Bueno.
Voy a entrar a otras solitas.
Bueno.
Okay. Santiago, apenas vuelvan ellos a, a esta sala, porfa, posteas otra vez el link de asistencia para decirles que por favor lo firmen.
Vale, listo, perfecto.
Ok, gracias. Hilda, tiene en 2 minutos, ¿no? Yo ya les estoy escribiendo, ya les acabé de escribir que en 2 minutos vuelven.
En 1, ya son las 5:34.
34, más exacta no puede ser. Dele, en 1.
Que necesito irme a comer para tomarme el remedio.
Mamita. ¿Y es que fue al médico o qué hizo?
¿No vio la fórmula que le mandé? Yo llamé a Emi.
Mi amor, ¿usted cree que yo con este día tan chocolate cruz?
No,
mira,
Emi, llamé a Emi. Emi vino.
Hello, girls. We are here
Okay.
again, and we have some of the participants coming.
Okay. Sorry. Okay, Hilda?
Yes. Yes.
Now, close
The girls
the
from
room.
room 7 want
Yes,
to
I did.
volunteer to do the exercise.
Yeah, you have
I
already
did.
done it? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, let's wait until everybody come back to the room. We have, right now we have 10, so they are in their way.
The girls from room 7 want to volunteer to do the making of the live worksheet because they have 4 questions.
Okay, guys, as you see, now we are expecting, waiting that people come back to the main room. Time is very limited to do all what we want to do and to finish all the work, but the most important is that you know this web page, and that you take into account that you can use it in order to help you to have a better performance with your students, and that your students have better opportunities to practice and to go more than you want to with them in the Saber 11 test. Right now, Santiago Leon, in the chat, remember in the chat, in this moment, you have the attendance list again. So this is the link to click on to register your attendance from this laboratory. Right now, I'm going to give the word to Mr. Rodriguez, that he is going to work with one of the groups. All the groups were doing it very well, but we know that they don't have the time to finish. But the idea is that we, with this explanation that we are going to have, we are going to have in this session, please work by your own. Andresillo, go ahead.
Okay, so the girls who were in room 7 are going to volunteer to do the live session for the making of the live worksheet. Okay, so girls, let's go step by step. Okay, can you share your screen, please?
Don't forget to complete your portfolios. This is to complete your portfolio about lab number 5. Thank you very much.
So they don't have the 6 questions, but with 4 we can work. Okay, the important thing here is that we learn how to use the resource. So first step, we have to turn that file into a PDF. In order to do that, you click on Archivo, yeah, Guardar como. Choose one folder, please. Yeah, and there, yeah, perfect. You choose PDF. Great. As simple as that. You save it. You have to be careful. Okay, it's going to be in the desktop. Now we have the PDF. Okay, so we go to liveworksheets.com. You have to open Google and go to Live Worksheet. You already have registered. So that's important. We need to sign up first. Okay, we need to register to open the account first. Can you go to Google? Ingrid, yes. Yeah, perfect. Okay. And you are logged in. Okay, great, perfect. So first step, click on Crea fichas interactivas. In this case, it is in Spanish. You can turn it to English. And there you choose Empezar. Okay. Oh, she swapped to English. Okay, make interactive worksheets. First step. Second step, get started. Great. Now, seleccionar archivo. Okay, select your file. It's in the desktop. There you are. Great. Now, upload. Okay, now we have the text and the questions down there. Scroll down. Okay. We need to draw boxes. Tenemos que hacer cajitas around the choices. We do it with the cursor, so be careful. Yeah, great. You can mark B. Remember to leave them with more space so that we have enough space among the choices. Okay, choose C2. Super. Okay, we do the same with question number 2. We draw boxes around the choices. Perfect. That's great. You have 4 questions, right? Oh, wow, you did a lot of questions. So the same thing, we draw boxes around the 3 choices. Great work. And finally, question number 4 and the 3 choices. Okay, now we have to select the right choice and the wrong choices. Okay, so let's go to question number 1 and the 3 choices. Which one is the right choice, A, B, or C?
The B.
B, okay, so
The B.
yeah, in all of them, we're going to type select colon all together. Colon is dos puntos, okay? Put the cursor in the box and type select. Select colon pegado all together. All together. Yes. The right choice. Select colon yes. The 2 other choices which are not the right choice, you type select colon no. All together, perfect. And the same for the other, for C. Select colon no. We do the same thing in the other questions. So we always start with select colon no, select colon yes. Which one is the right choice in question number 2? Okay, select column yes, select column no, select column no. And we do the same thing over and over again with every one of the questions. Very easy, sweetheart, yeah.
Yeah, it's very easy. You can see with this example, and the idea is that you are going to be motivated and encouraged to do your own worksheets for your students, and you are going to publish in live worksheets. And any teacher around the world could use your worksheet. So it's very important that you are going to be the author of this worksheet. Congratulations.
Yeah. And this is only one of the kinds of questions that you can create. You can create true or false, you can create drag and drop, you can create search word, everything. Okay, so now we have selected the wrong answers and the right answers. We have to click on the 3rd icon on the black Yeah, the third, the other, yes, that one, save. So you click on save. It's always a good idea to share your worksheets with other teachers. So select yes, I want to share. You give it a title. You can use the title from the reading. Yeah, the Wheelstone something. Huh?
Wheelchair.
I think, yeah. Language, English. This can be reading comprehension. Reading.
English is
okay, English as a second language. Grade, we could say that it's for a B1 level. Yeah, main content, reading comprehension.
And see the examples that the page is giving to you when you click on that, no?
Other contents, we can have their, I don't know, the same thing, reading comprehension, or you can type literal and inferential reading. If you want to type the same, it's okay. Other contents, you have to fill in that too. Reading, you can choose any age. Reading comprehension, age, any age to any age. And a short description, like basic inferential and literal reading comprehension. Yeah. And finally, you click on save. Scroll down. You can see it there. Save. Yes. Now it is ready. You can open your worksheet and well, that's the link for your worksheet, but you can also click on open worksheet and it will open your worksheet that you just created with the questions. Yeah. Now you can choose your answers. Okay. You can choose one wrong just to see that how it works. And finally, you scroll down and you click on finish. Check my answers. And there you go.
Perfect.
And it also grades your exercise. Look, 3 out of 10. And it is that easy.
And so, you can see, Andres, there, when you go up, they say copy link to this worksheet. You can put the cursor in the link, please. And in that way, you can copy the link and you can send this link to your students. Yes, as a teacher, as a professor, you are going to have the answers of your students when they send the answers to you, to your email. That is important because there are 2 ways to work with worksheets with your students. One as an assignment and the other one as autonomous and independent work, no? You could send students to work on their own independent work in order that they practice by their own, or you can send this link to your students in order that you have the grade, you are going to grade them. And it's going to be easier for you to grade them because you are going to download all the results student by student, and you can create the notebooks and courses in live worksheets. As Andres said, there are many things that you can work with worksheets, with these live worksheets. There are many things that you can create. So this is just a little part of that.
Yeah, what we basically wanted to teach you was to create standardized tests. So that way you can train your students with questions that look for 1 element in the reading, with questions that look for 2 elements in the reading, and for questions who look for students to infer the meaning in the reading.
Okay,
So
I would like to ask Andres.
make
I
the
would like
best
to
out of it.
ask the teacher who is sharing the screen. What is her opinion about that work? Could you share with us? How do you feel as a group? It was difficult. What do you think about it?
How
Well,
did you
the
feel
only problem
listening
is that
to
we didn't have a lot of time, but that is something that is out of our hands. But specifically using the tool and the worksheets, it was pretty easy. I think it's easy.
Yeah.
I like it. Thank you very much.
Yeah, and again, this is just one of the many different exercises that you can create with live worksheets. Okay, this is only for multiple choice. Okay, so I'm glad you liked it.
Thanks a lot. It's really practical.
Okay, guys, just to finish, would like to thank you for your attention, for your participation. Professor Hilda, Professor Gloria, Andres, and me, we are very happy for doing and looking at what are you doing in this kind of laboratories, because it's going to help us with all the performance of our students. And don't forget that there is another link in the chat that you can, I'm going to invite you, Santiago. Santiago, have you posted? ¿Colocaste ya el link, la encuesta de satisfacción, Santiago?
Sí, sí, ya la puse.
And could you post please the classroom code again?
Gloria, the classroom code again.
Classroom code? Which one? What do you say? I don't understand what.
You say that you have a classroom.
Google
Classrooms? It's for the teacher who registered at the beginning. I don't know if you are registered, because if you are there, you can see all the elements we have for you. And all the time I post something, it's going directly to your Google Classroom account. Do you have one? Do you have one?
No, I'm not sure. No, I don't have it. I'm not registering that classroom. And I have attendance. Oh, no. I didn't get it.
I just shared a link in the chat. It is for the tutorial of how to create the interactive live worksheet. Okay. And I'm going to share another one where you find information about how to create the questions and the choices. Okay. Just one
Thank you, Andres. Thank you, Andres.
Voy a poner el código del Classroom, ¿vale? Creo que alguien está pidiendo el código del Classroom. Yo lo tengo acá anotado, entonces voy a compartirlo en el chat.
Listo, Santiago.
Yes,
gracias.
please. Thanks
a bunch. There you go. Okay.
Thank you, Santiago.
The last two links. One for the tutorial of how to use interactive, how to make interactive worksheets, and the other, the characteristics of the questions and the choices. Okay.
There in the chat, you have the code for Classroom, Google Classroom. Yes, EKV2DQK. This is
yes,
for
I know
registering. This is the code for the Google Classroom, and you are going to register in this Google Classroom. Remember that there are some assignments that you have to do in this Google Classroom that all the laboratories are doing, and you have to do and complete your portfolio in this Google Classroom. This worksheet that you created, you have to upload in the portfolio. Yes, Gloria? Could you explain to them?
It's gonna be like 11 portfolios, because we are having 11 labs. Okay, if you click in there, you register, and you're ready to see all resources and materials, or all the agenda we have been doing in each one of them.
Okay, right now, Universidad Cooperativa, thanks all the participants, the attention that you have had in this laboratory. We're very happy to see what you are doing, and we are going to, we are encouraging you to follow, participate, doing this kind of laboratories and participating in all these activities, because we are going to encourage our students to work better and to have better opportunities. Remember that we are working with English, and English is one of the most important things that they have to learn for having better opportunities at the university or to work and to do many things in our country and outside our country too. So Universidad Cooperativa, thanks a lot for the attention and say goodbye to this session. Thanks.
But wait a moment.
No.
Wait a moment. Don't forget we are embajadores del bilingüismo, and we're going to start that project, and you're going to know about it. We have been doing some meetings, but all we post, we have about English, or if you have a Facebook account or English or Instagram account or whatever you have, please don't forget that to put the stamp that we are embajadores de bilingüismo, and you can find the sello in our lab. In the number 5, you can find all the materials, all resources we have been working today, and el sello embajadores de bilingüismo. It's something we are doing, it's something we are starting this year with Cámara de Comercio, Mesa de Bilingüismo, in which we are participating with 10 institutions from our city and 40 students from each one of at all. And you will know about it. Thank you very much again, and see you in the next lab. I don't remember in this moment what university is gonna hold it, but bye-bye.
Teachers, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Harrison, remember the recording. Harrison, acuérdate de la grabación.
Eso.
Okay,
I hope you use
you.
the resource. It's very interesting.
Hasta luego, que estén bien, hasta
Bye,
luego.
guys.
Hasta luego. Goodbye, Santiago.
Bye,
Thank you very
Santiago.
much.
Santiago,
Sweetheart,
thank
thanks
you
a
for the
lot.
attention
Glory,
too.
thanks a lot.